Hey there, it's Susan with Colorful Expressions. Hopefully this is going to go well because I have a new camera and a new camera stand to go over my art table. I've actually taped down the area and marked the center so that this tape is the bottom so that I'll stop pulling things out of frame. Anyway, it's time to start my junk journal, art journal, boho journal. And I have a piece of song. Now, I said that my word of the year is going to be renewal. And then there's a piece of song from Fame, the movie back in the 80s. I sing the body electric. I celebrate the me yet to come. This line has been going through my head over and over again, so I am going to celebrate the me yet to come. So that's going to be the theme for this page. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I regret this paper. I regret this cover. I love the cover here, but the Amazon packaging, and it's just such a stiff thing. Hopefully it'll soften up as I work in the journal. Next time I want to use, I have a Ritz cracker box. I want to make a Ritz cracker box journal. But first page, first signature is a celebration of the life ahead. We need to stop looking backwards and look forwards. I have another paper doll. This is me with my hand on the other hip. So, I want to put myself down here. I hope y'all don't think this is too weird. I don't know. Doesn't matter if it's weird or not. It's what it is. Celebrate. I was always thinking of sun rays. In my art journal, I have, oh, where's my sunshine spread? Whoops, wrong art journal. One of these days I'll do a walkthrough of these, but this is not anywhere near finished. But here's the first spread in this journal was a collage with a sunrise, and it came with "Your joy is your sorrow unmasked." This came from a book that I was tearing up for book pages, and it just jumped out at me, and it created the whole page. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked. So that's actually appropriate for today's situation as well. And so, celebrating the me yet to come, I'm going to have some rays of paper going across. So I'm going to dig out some gel papers and tearing them into strips, and then we'll make a celebration. And I have a phoenix. It's an AI image that I created, but I have a big phoenix that I think I'm going to glue on top of this shiny thing. And let's see, where is it? Here's my phoenix. Isn't that bright? So I'm going to put him over there, and then me over here with some sun rays, probably in the same colors. So we're looking at red, turquoise, and orange. Little bit of yellow. So that'll make a cool sunrise figure. And that's what I'm gonna plan for this page today. Okay, I tested the sound. Everything's working. So this camera, I'm very happy with it. Okay, so I found some colored papers. I think I'm going to put this behind. It's a piece of cardboard, so I'm going to put this behind my paper doll. And then I don't have a lot of good yellow, so it seems like I'm going to have to pull out the gel plate and work on yellows. I've got a mustard, and here's orange, there's red, and then some blues. My favorite to go with these colors is this one. My favorite of all time is this piece. I still haven't used it up. I've got another piece that I use, but that one I set aside. Okay, so we're gonna cut that into strips, and I think I'm already changing my mind about the phoenix. What if I gave myself some wings? I think I like that idea. We'll see. This is just a little too clean, and then with all of the jelly printing, it's not going to go very well. It's not going to go together very well. So let's get our trusty glue stick. I'll put my book aside. I had to feed the beasts. They were making so much noise. Of course it is their feeding time, but they've been meowing at me for an hour and a half. I finally but I made them wait until their dinner time. Okay. And this is just my arm going in, holding my phone. I know this is odd, but hey. It's better than using the Venus of Willendorf, right? I'm going to put that aside. We're going to tear some wedges. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. I'll put these on the ground and come back to them. Oh, where's my turquoise? Ah, this one jumped out. Maybe it wants to be in there after all. So, I need longer yellow ones. Where's yellow? Yellow, yellow. See my yellow? Well, maybe I can do that. See, that's the general idea. And put me in the middle there. Where did I put my scissors? Just using what I got. So that's kind of the plan. right now. And I think I will use, and then I'll put the turquoise along the bottom like a ground or water behind me, something like that. This is definitely a job for matte medium. And I'm going to need my these little clamps came with the overhead rig. I knew they'd come in handy. Okay.
Wake up, time to shine. Morning on my mind. Light through window glass. Feeling time to pass. Feet touch the floor. Open up the door. Birds sing in the trees. Moments like these. Sunny days here again. Feel the warmth, feel the friend. Sunny rays on my skin. Let the good vibes begin. Walk down to the street. People that I meet. Smiles all around. Loving every sound. Sunset, colors rise. Paint across the skies. Nighttime soon to come. But joy will not be done. Sunny days here again. Feel the warmth, feel the friend. Sunny rays on my skin. Let the good vibes begin. Walk down to the street. People that I meet. Smiles all around. Loving every sound. Sunset colors rise. Paint across the skies. Nighttime soon to come. But joy will not be done. Sunny days here again. Feel the warmth, feel the friend. Sunny rays on my skin. Let the good vibes begin.
Where's me? There I am. Let's see, can I? Yeah, I'm just gonna put me smack in the middle there. And this piece of cardboard is probably a tea box or something like that. I barely throw away boxes. If it's thin cardboard, I cut it into ATC size pieces or just cut it into its component parts. All right, there we go. I say all right too much, don't I? This is a mess, and I washed my rags so I don't have anything in reach. There's one. I should have used glue and just wait till it dried. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry, and if we have to reinforce with glue, we'll do that later. I can't put a book on top of that because it'll stick and tear and make a giant mess. So we'll come back to this later. Okay, it's dried. It's still a little cool behind the card, but I think it went pretty well. I also clamped down and glued a little bit more on the tag on the front. Like I said, this cover's so irregular. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Anyway, I also found in the Defemember stuff, I found this pocket that I had made, and I think I want to put it right here. That'll knock down the shiny a little bit. I contemplated actually gessoing over it all, but I don't want to do that. That's a little extreme. So I think I will get some strong glue and make a pocket. I'm going to glue this entire back down. It's not strong enough to, and unfortunately, the pocket is not wide enough for my Phoenix to fit in. I could trim it down a little bit. That would be kind of cool. But this is not the Phoenix I meant to do. I wanted the Phoenix that was pointing that way. But I'll do that later. I was looking through my Defemember stuff, and there's not a lot that I actually want to put in this journal, so I'll be making a lot of new ephemera. Before we do that, this should be the last thing because it's going to need to dry. Before we do that, let's decorate. Let's decorate my page a little bit. First of all, I celebrate the me yet to come. I need to figure out how I want to write that in. Let's see, we have yellow, we have red, and we have turquoise, black and white. I like to keep my Poscas upside down because now I'm not sure. I think I'm going to outline my dome. And I noticed this. This is the cutout. I'm going to be using this somewhere else in the journal. I think it's cool. I love doorways and portals. So we're going to use this later. I'm going to set this aside in my ephemera box. But first I think I'm going to just outline my dome with the black Posca. There we go. Make it stand out just a little bit. It looks like we covered up most of the yellow. I went to such lengths to try and find yellow, and turns out I covered it all up. So let's see. We're just going to put some yellow stripes in. So that we can see the differentiation between the different layers, and to show the sun rays. Whoops. I don't want to lean on the yellow. And of course, I got some on the page next to it. That's alright. Okay, once that dries, I like that. Let's make it a little bit fatter. I thought about getting out my gel crayons, but they kind of make a sticky mess, and I didn't want that inside the first page. Make this a little less mustard and a little more yellow, lemon yellow. I can't tell you how much this new setup is so nice. For one thing, I can just turn off the camera and walk away. My phone only had so much space for video, so I would have to film some, move it over, film some more, move it over. This one has a 64 gigabyte chip card in it, and my longest video didn't take over 5 gigabytes, so I have plenty of space. And I will remove the video off the card and put it on my laptop at the end of each filming session. We'll let this dry a second. It doesn't take long. Now we're going to write on it. My handwriting's not great, so it is what it is. Alright, I celebrate the me yet to come. And that's from the song in Fame that was during their graduation. I can't remember the lady who sang it, and I don't remember her name. I watched that movie so many times. I loved it. I watched the show when it was out. So Fame was really a favorite. And I think this is finished. So all I need to do now is I'm just going to glue in the pocket and clamp it down, and we'll be finished. See, and I had no idea that my journal would have a purple inside page when I made my pocket. But it's no surprise that I like purple. So alright, that knocks down some of the shiny extravaganza we had going on here. Nothing wrong with a little shiny, right? Okay. So now all I have to do is press it down and trim down my phoenix a little bit, and we will be finished with the first spread in my junky art journal, my arty junk journal, whatever this is, my boho journal. I had an idea, so I cut down my phoenix. This one's facing the correct way towards the inside of the book. And here's my tag cut out. And I'm going to put that on top here, so the phoenix is peeking out. And then I'll put this on a backing piece of paper. I trim it right here and make this into a tag that will fit inside that pocket that the dictionary's sitting on top of. So let's, I think I need to use glue instead of a glue stick. I should use some wax paper. I know this is a dictionary that I'm cutting apart, but I don't want to get it all messed up. This needs to be glued right to the edge because that phoenix is a little bit narrower than this whole thing. Okay. This is going to be messy. I think I'm just going to put it down this way. Push that in. Push this, whoops, needs to go this side some. Ah, sticky. I've got more glue on myself today. Worse than when I made the cover. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and I'll erase the pencil lines later when everything's dry. Let me blot up. If I'm louder, it's because I'm right next to the camera where the microphone is attached. So I'll try not to yell. Okay, here we go. Now this has to dry with everything else. We could go ahead and put a backing on it. I just had some. Where to go? Where to go? It's not long enough. Let's go ahead and trim the top. I want it to go right along this line where the gel print stopped. I'll take care of that with some stamp. Oh, glue that on top of this. Yeah, I'll do that. All right. Nothing's ever wasted, right? That's what junk journaling is all about. I'm just going to glue this dark side down there. Let's see how that looks. All right. And it should come out this way a little bit. There we go. I think I'm going to let this dry before I try to back it. It's just too easy to move it around. I love that arch. Even if it's a little irregular, I don't care. I'm going to leave it exactly like that. Such a cool, that'll make such a cool tag. Alright, so that's it for tonight. I'm going to let everything dry. Finish this up tomorrow. And we'll finish our first spread. It's the next day and everything's dry. I backed my Phoenix onto a piece of cardboard and then put a craft paper on back of that because dummy me, it was an oatmeal box and I forgot to do the brown side to the back. So I just got a piece of craft cardstock and backed it. So here's the page, and here is where my Phoenix will live. And that kind of brings together the two sides, because the purple was, well, clashing a little bit, but not too bad. And one more thing I want to do is put my word of the year on the back of this card, Renewal. So I got out my stamp set, and I like to print them one at a time, because I'm going to just stamp down that way. I'm going to do all caps. And oops. I found this particular stamp set at Hobby Lobby. It was like $2. And I like it, it's smaller. Most of my other letter stamps are much larger, so that makes them difficult to use. Or they're those little wooden things, which you can't see where they are, so they end up being really wonky. So you're forced to just cut them out in little squares. Where's my L? Here's my L. And the clear stamps makes it easier, because if I wanted to line it up, I could, and have be much easier. Okay, I'll put these away in a second. Get all this stuff out of my way. And here we are. I celebrate the me yet to come and renewal on the back of the Phoenix. And what I did was I put a thicker piece of cardboard in here overnight. This pocket was a little bit tight, and that stretched it out enough so I can easily slip this one in, because this is pretty thick now too, because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, even though it's only one layer of cardboard. The rest makes it thicker. So this is it. This is my first spread in my new junk journal. And next Wednesday we will be making some fodder. I looked through my ephemera fodder, and the vintage stuff is just not going to fit, and it's not very personal to me. I have vintage ephemera that's from my family or from my travels, and I am going to use that to make my spreads. So I will talk to you next Wednesday. Thank you for watching.